Have you ever felt like you're waiting for something to change, waiting for someone to notice you, waiting for the right moment to finally start living the life you imagine? There is a simple, powerful truth that most of us spend our lives trying to ignore. Nobody is coming to save you. There is no secret hero on the way. Your life, right now, in this very moment, will only begin to change on the day you decide to put all your energy, all your focus, and all your heart exactly where it belongs, on you. Every dream that keeps you up at night, every goal you write down and hope for, every future you imagine living, it all depends on one single thing. It depends on how much you are willing to focus on yourself without looking for distractions, without making excuses, and without waiting for anyone's permission. You must build yourself into a force so strong that no failure can break you and no rejection can stop you. The world doesn't reward the people who wait. It doesn't reward the people who blame others for their problems. The world rewards those who master themselves. The ones who truly win in life are the ones who focus without stopping on their own growth, on their own vision, and on their own path. It is time to focus on you until you win. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Today could be the day you finally stop looking outside for answers and start building the life you truly deserve from the inside out. Stay with me, because this shift in focus might be the most important one you ever make. You must focus completely on building your strongest self every single day. This isn't something you can do only when you feel good, or only when you have free time. You cannot afford to take days off when it comes to building you. Life is not slowing down for any of us. The world keeps turning, and every day that you waste, every moment that you let slip away without working on yourself, it adds up against you. You are either actively building the life you want, or you are slowly drifting further into a life you don't. Think about a man named Leo. For years, Leo dreamed of being in great shape. He would look at pictures of fit people and say, "One day, that will be me." But his days were filled with excuses. He was too tired after work. The gym was too far. He would start on Monday. Years went by and one day never came. He was waiting for a big burst of motivation, a perfect moment to start. But that moment never arrived. Then, one evening, he looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the tired, unhappy person looking back at him. He realized that nobody was going to come to his house and drag him to the gym. Nobody was going to cook healthy meals for him. The change he wanted had to start with him. He didn't make a big announcement. He didn't buy expensive gear. He just made a small promise to himself. He promised to walk for 30 minutes every single day. That was it. The first few days were boring. He felt silly. His mind told him it was useless. But he kept his promise. After a week, he started to feel a little better. After a month, he started jogging. After 6 months, he was a different person. He didn't change his life in one day. He changed it every day, with one small, consistent action. Most people never win because they never stay focused on themselves long enough. They are too busy watching what others are doing on social media. They are too busy comparing their life to someone else's perfect-looking online profile. They are too busy getting distracted by things that don't matter in the long run. The greatest gift you can ever give yourself is a daily commitment. It is a commitment to getting a little stronger, a commitment to becoming a little wiser, a commitment to being a little more disciplined than you were yesterday. And this isn't something you do once in a while. It is something you decide to do every single day, whether you feel like it or not. It all starts with that simple, powerful decision. You must decide that you are not going to let another day slip through your fingers. You must decide that you are going to work harder on yourself than you do on your job or on anything else. Your strongest self is not going to magically appear. Your mind is not going to sharpen itself. Your discipline is not going to fall from the sky and land in your lap. You are responsible. You are the one who has to make it happen. And it starts small, just like it did for Leo. It starts with 1 hour of reading a book instead of scrolling endlessly through your phone. It starts with one workout instead of making another excuse. It starts with saying no to the junk food that makes you feel tired and yes to something that actually fuels your body. It starts with just sitting down in a quiet room for 10 minutes and setting real, clear goals for your life. These small decisions you make each day build your strongest self, brick by brick. But you have to stay with it. You cannot just work on yourself when life feels easy and everything is going your way. That's the easy part. The real work happens when it's hard, when you're tired after a long day, when you feel discouraged because you're not seeing results yet, and especially when no one is clapping for you. When the results of your effort are still invisible to everyone else. That is when the real work is happening. That is when you are laying the foundation for a future that nobody can ever take away from you. Strength is built in the quiet moments. Strength is built in the middle of a struggle. Strength is built when nobody is watching you. Your strongest self is not built on good intentions or hopeful wishes. It is built on action. You have to be the one who shows up for yourself every single day. No excuses. No blaming your past. No waiting for motivation to strike you like lightning. Motivation is not coming to save you. You have to save yourself through your own consistency. Consistency is the real secret. It's not fancy. It's not exciting every single day. But it is more powerful than anything else, and it always works. Every day that you choose to work on yourself, you get one step closer to your dreams. Every day that you focus on your growth, your personal power grows with it. The results might not come overnight, but they will come. The world always rewards the people who stay focused when everyone else gets distracted and gives up. The world rewards the people who bet on themselves even when the odds look impossible. You have to get honest with yourself. Take a moment right now and ask, am I really building myself? Or am I just distracting myself? Am I actively pushing myself forward? Or am I letting life just push me around? It's a hard question, but the answer will set you free. If you are not getting stronger, you are getting weaker. If you are not moving forward, you are falling behind. There is no standing still in this life. Growth is not just a choice. It is a requirement for a happy life. If you do, by noon, your glass will be empty and you'll have nothing left for yourself. Your dreams will dry up. Your energy will fade away. Your confidence will crumble. You simply cannot build a strong mind if you are constantly allowing all of this noise to get inside it. You have to protect your mind like you protect your most valuable possession, because that is exactly what it is. The world will always have something to say about you. People will always have their opinions, but their opinions do not build your life. Their opinions do not pay your bills. Their opinions do not create the future you want. Your actions do. Your choices do. Your daily focus does. The minute you start listening to every opinion, you lose your power. You start questioning yourself. You start doubting the path you're on. You start moving slower, more carefully. You start shrinking your big vision just to fit into someone else's small way of thinking. Imagine an artist named Sarah. Sarah loved to paint bold, colorful, abstract art. It was what made her feel alive. But when she showed her work to her family, they were confused. They told her, "Why don't you paint nice landscapes? People would buy those." Her friends told her that being an artist wasn't a real job and that she should get a stable office job. For a while, Sarah listened to the noise. She tried painting landscapes, but her heart wasn't in it. She felt empty. She even started looking for office jobs, feeling like a failure. The noise was drowning out her own inner voice. You have to protect your focus, like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your focus is your superpower in a world that is designed to distract you. Every notification on your phone, every piece of negative news, every doubtful voice from a friend or family member is trying to steal your future from you. You have to stand guard at the door of your mind and be very careful about what you let in. Your attention is sacred. What you pay attention to is what builds your life. When you focus completely on building your strongest self every day, you start to see the world in a completely different way. You stop chasing other people's approval. You stop feeling like you need permission to go after what you want. You stop wasting your precious time and energy explaining your dreams to people who will never understand your vision. You stop feeling guilty for wanting more out of life. You begin to stand firm in who you are and who you are becoming. You must understand that nobody is coming to build you up. Nobody is responsible for making you strong. That is your job, and it is the most important job you will ever have. You have to respect yourself enough to put in the work. You have to be willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for lasting power. You must choose growth over fitting in with the crowd. You have to build a future so strong that you can stand proud in it, no matter what storms come your way. Every morning you wake up is another opportunity to build yourself, another chance to make yourself stronger, another moment to prove to yourself that you are serious about your future. You cannot waste these days. You cannot treat them like they are endless, because they are not. Every day is a building block. Every day is another piece of the foundation of your life. Every single day matters. And the real beauty of focusing on yourself is this. When you get stronger, everything in your life gets better. Your relationships improve. Your health gets better. Your finances get better. Your confidence soars. But it all starts with you. It always starts with you. If you focus on you until you win, you will look back one day and realize that winning the prize wasn't even the best part. The real prize was the person you became in the process. Your strongest self is waiting for you on the other side of discipline, on the other side of sacrifice, on the other side of consistency. And you already have what it takes. You have everything you need right inside you. You don't need to be more talented. You don't need someone to come and rescue you. You just need to commit to yourself at a level that you never have before. Start today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Focus fully on building your strongest self today. And then, wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Stack those good days together. Stack those small wins together. And just watch how your life begins to transform. Watch how your confidence grows. Watch how your strength becomes unbreakable. This is how you win. You don't win by hoping. You don't win by luck. You win by focusing fully on you every single day. You win by showing up for yourself no matter what. You win by refusing to quit when it gets hard. You win by doing the work that most people are too lazy or too distracted to do. Focus on you until you win. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Every day, there is so much noise. There are opinions flying at you from every direction. There are endless distractions that want your time and your energy. There are voices from friends, family, and the internet telling you what you should do, what you should think, and who you should be. If you are not careful, you can spend your entire life living for other people's expectations. You can lose yourself trying to keep up with a world that doesn't even know who you really are. That is why training your mind to ignore the noise is not just an important skill. It is absolutely necessary for your survival and success. You have a limited amount of attention each day. Think of it like a full glass of water when you wake up. You cannot give a little bit of that water to everything and everyone you see. One day, she realized that by trying to please everyone, she was pleasing no one, especially not herself. She made a decision. She decided to train her mind to ignore the noise. She created a small studio in her apartment, and when she went in there, she put on music and tuned out the world. She stopped showing her work to people who didn't understand it. She focused only on the feeling she got when she painted what she loved. Slowly, her confidence returned. Her art became even more bold and unique. Eventually, she found a small gallery that loved her work, and her career began to grow. She succeeded, not because she listened to others, but because she learned to listen to herself. Training your mind to ignore the noise is about building that inner strength, just like Sarah did. It's about becoming so rooted and firm in your own vision that the outside world cannot shake you. It's about knowing who you are so clearly that nothing anyone says can pull you off your path. This isn't about being arrogant or rude. It's about having clarity. It is about understanding that your life is far too important to be hijacked by other people's doubts or fears. The first step is to get crystal clear on what matters to you. When you know exactly what you are working toward, it becomes much easier to spot the noise. Not every comment needs your attention. Not every news story needs your emotional reaction. Not every distraction deserves your precious energy. You have to decide what is worth your time and what is simply noise. If it doesn't push you closer to your vision, it's noise. If it doesn't help you grow stronger or smarter, it's noise. If it drains your energy instead of building it up, it is noise. You must become ruthless about protecting your focus. You must protect your mind from constant negativity, from gossip, from jealousy, from comparison, and from fear. You cannot allow yourself to get dragged into meaningless arguments online or in real life. You cannot waste your time trying to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot live your life trying to meet standards that are not even your own. That is how dreams die. That is how great potential is wasted. You must train your mind to be quiet when the world around you gets loud. Learn to hear your own voice above all the noise. Learn to trust your own instincts, even when nobody else understands them. True strength comes from knowing that you do not need validation from others to move forward. You don't need anyone's permission to follow your own path. You don't need a round of applause to chase your dreams. The only voice you truly need to answer to is the one inside you that knows you were made for more. There will always be critics. There will always be doubters. There will always be people who think you are foolish for believing in something bigger than a normal, average life. That is not your problem. Their noise is their problem. Your only problem is whether or not you allow their noise into your mind. Your responsibility is to keep your mind clean. Keep it strong. Keep it focused. That is your job. That is how you protect your future. When you train your mind to ignore the outside noise, you start to move faster. You think more clearly. You feel lighter. You stop carrying the heavy weight of other people's opinions on your shoulders. You stop apologizing for wanting more out of life. You stop shrinking yourself just to make other people feel comfortable around you. You start living with a power that doesn't fade just because someone else is uncomfortable with your ambition. Training your mind is not about pretending that the noise doesn't exist. It is about seeing it for what it is, just noise, and then choosing not to give it your energy. It is about saying to yourself, I hear it, but it is not for me. It is about staying locked in on your goals no matter what the outside world throws at you. It is about building a mind so strong that it can handle rejection, criticism, failure, and setbacks, and still keep moving forward without losing belief in itself. Every day is a new test of this skill. Every day you will be tempted to react, to defend yourself, to explain yourself, to seek approval. But every time you rise above that temptation, you get stronger. Every time you ignore the meaningless noise and choose to focus instead, you sharpen your mind. You build a mindset that is not easily shaken. You build a mind that can stand in the middle of chaos and still see clearly where it is going. There is great freedom in this. When you no longer need the world to understand you, you are free. When you no longer need constant validation to feel good about yourself, you are free. When you no longer let criticism define who you are free. And that freedom gives you the ability to chase your highest potential without being slowed down by doubts that do not even belong to you. You must make a decision today. Decide that your dreams are too important to be sacrificed for noise. Decide that your peace of mind is more valuable than winning small arguments. Decide that your energy is too sacred to be spent on things that do not build you up. Every day you practice this, you get closer to mastery. Every day you guard your mind, you move closer to a life you can be truly proud of. Focus is a daily choice. Strength is a daily choice. Peace is a daily choice. You have the power to make that choice. You have the power to say no to the noise. You have the power to say yes to your future. It will not always be easy. Some days the noise will feel louder than ever. Some days the distractions will seem endless. Some days the pressure to just listen to the crowd will be very strong. But you must be stronger. You must remind yourself why you started this journey. You must remind yourself what is at stake. You must remind yourself that greatness is never built by following the crowd. Greatness is built by those who have the courage to walk alone if they have to. Greatness is built by those who know that their own quiet focus is sometimes louder and more powerful than all the words in the world. You are responsible for the life you build. You are responsible for the energy you allow around you. You are responsible for the mindset you carry with you into every single day. And the stronger your mind becomes, the clearer your path becomes. The clearer your path becomes, the faster you move. The faster you move, the closer you get to the life you were always meant to live. The outside noise will not go away. It will always be there. But you will be different. You will be stronger. You will be wiser. You will be focused. You will not bend every time the wind blows. You will not fall apart every time someone criticizes you. You will not lose yourself chasing approval that doesn't even matter in the end. Train your mind until you can hear the noise and keep walking anyway. Train your mind until you can stand tall in your own truth. Train your mind until you no longer need anyone else to tell you that you are on the right path, because you will know it. Deep down in your soul, you will know it. This is your time. This is your life. Do not waste it listening to the noise. Focus on building the future you deserve. Focus on becoming the person you were meant to be. Focus on staying true to yourself, no matter how loud the outside world gets. And if you stay true, if you stay focused, you will win. Because the world cannot stop a mind that refuses to give up. There comes a point in your journey where you realize a hard truth. If you do not fight for your own dreams, nobody else is going to fight for them. People may care about you, they may love you, but they cannot see the fire that burns inside you. They cannot understand the unique vision for your life that only you were given. And when you decide to chase something bigger than what is normal and comfortable, there will always be people who doubt you. It is not their job to believe in your dream. It is yours. When nobody believes in you, you have a simple choice. You can shrink back, make yourself smaller, and accept their limited expectations for your life. Or you can rise up, stand tall, and fight even harder, because you know that what you are building is bigger than what they can see. Many great lives were almost destroyed because someone close to them said, "You can't do that." You have to understand that their belief is not a requirement for your success. Your own belief is your only responsibility. Fighting for your dreams is often lonely work. You will have nights where you sit in a room by yourself, wondering if you are crazy for wanting more out of life. You will have mornings where you wake up with doubt pressing against your chest like a heavy weight. You will have long days where the results of your hard work are completely invisible, and all you have to hold on to is your own belief. But that belief is enough. It is the beginning of every great achievement in history. It is the ability to believe when there is no evidence yet. Think about a man named Marcus, who lived in a small town in Ohio. Marcus had a dream of starting his own food truck. He had a passion for creating unique barbecue recipes, but when he told his family, they laughed. "A food truck? That's a huge risk," his father said. "Why don't you just keep your steady job at the factory?" His friends told him he was crazy. "Most new businesses fail in the first year," they warned him. Everywhere he turned, he was met with doubt. For a moment, he almost gave up. The voices of doubt were so loud. But at night, he would dream of people lining up to taste his food, smiling and happy. That vision was stronger than their doubts. He took his small savings and bought an old truck. He spent every evening after his factory job fixing it up. He spent weekends perfecting his recipes. He was completely alone in his belief. There were many times he wanted to quit. The truck broke down. He ran out of money. But every time he remembered that vision of the happy customers, and he found the strength to keep going. Finally, the day came when he opened for business. The first few weeks were slow, but he kept showing up. One person told another, and soon his food truck was the most popular spot in town. Years later, he owned a successful restaurant. People who once doubted him now asked him for business advice. He won not because they believed, but because he refused to stop believing in himself. Most people are comfortable living inside small dreams because small dreams don't scare anyone. Small dreams don't threaten the status quo. But when you decide to break the mold, when you decide to build something that is not ordinary, you should expect resistance. Expect the people closest to you to raise their eyebrows. Expect them to question your judgment. It usually doesn't mean they hate you. It means they are limited by their own fears, and they are afraid for you. You must fight through their fears. You must remind yourself every single day that your dream was given to you for a reason. If they were supposed to understand it, they would have seen the same vision. But they didn't. You did. It is your dream. It is personal, it is sacred, and it is worth defending with every ounce of strength you have. The fight for your dreams is not just an outer battle against the world. It is an inner battle against yourself. The voices of doubt outside are loud, but the voice of doubt inside your own head can be even louder. Doubt will whisper to you that maybe they are right. Fear will tell you to settle for what is safe and easy. Comfort will beg you to come back to what is familiar. But you must push forward. You must learn to be stronger than your own emotions on the hard days. You must learn to lead yourself when it feels like nobody else is even watching. Real fighters are not motivated by applause from a crowd. They are motivated by a deep sense of purpose. They are not waiting for everyone to cheer them on. They are too busy laying the bricks of their future, one hard day at a time. They are so focused on their vision that they don't have time to worry about approval. They know that respect comes after the results, not before. They are willing to walk alone today so they can stand tall tomorrow. When you fight for your dreams, you develop a toughness that cannot be faked. You earn a resilience that you cannot buy in a store. You build a soul that can handle immense pressure. Every rejection makes you sharper. Every person who says no forces you to dig deeper and find a better way. Every failure teaches you how to fight smarter. There are no wasted battles when you are fighting for something real. Every scar you get tells a story of someone who refused to back down. You have to get clear on one thing. Your dream matters. It matters because the journey of chasing it shapes you into the person you were always meant to be. It matters because it forces you to become disciplined, focused, and relentless. It matters because it calls out the best parts of you that would otherwise stay hidden and unused. Dreams are not just about what you achieve in the end. They are about the transformation you go through along the way. They are the training ground for your own greatness. You will not always feel strong. You will not always feel courageous. Some days you will question everything about your life and your choices. That is a normal part of the process. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward, even when fear is screaming in your ear. Courage is getting back up after you've been knocked down, even when it would be so much easier to just stay down. Courage is choosing to believe in your dream again, every single morning, even when yesterday ended in disappointment. There will be moments where quitting seems like the most reasonable and logical thing to do. There will be times when the results you want come much slower than you hoped. There will be long seasons where it feels like nobody even notices how hard you are trying. That is when you must remember that you are not fighting for attention. You are fighting for your future. You are not fighting for their applause. You are fighting to build the life you promised yourself you would create. Nobody can fight this battle for you. They can encourage you. They can wish you well. But in the end, it is you against your own excuses. It is you against your own doubts. It is you against the constant temptation to settle for less. And it is you who has to choose whether you will keep swinging, even when it feels like your punches are not landing. Winners are not the people who never feel discouraged. Winners are the people who feel discouraged and keep going anyway. Winners are not those who always have perfect clarity. Winners are those who take the next step, even when the path in front of them looks foggy and unclear. Winners are not just the people who get lucky breaks. Winners are the people who keep showing up long enough to catch the breaks when they finally come. Fighting for your dreams means you must accept that not everyone will understand you. It means letting go of the need to constantly explain yourself to those who are not even willing to chase their own dreams. It means building your confidence from within, not borrowing it from outside approval. It means setting your sights on the life you want and refusing to look back, no matter who chooses to walk away from you. It will hurt sometimes. It will feel unfair sometimes. It will feel exhausting sometimes. But every day you fight for your dreams, you are winning a war inside yourself. Every day you refuse to give up. You are building a character that can withstand anything. And one day, you will stand where you always dreamed of standing. You will look back and realize that every lonely night, every silent morning, and every unanswered doubt was completely worth it. The people who doubted you will likely still be in the same place, still talking, still doubting, still waiting for someone else to believe in them. But you will be different. You will have proof. You will have evidence that belief, backed up by relentless action, changes everything. Never apologize for fighting for your dreams. Never feel guilty for choosing a path that others are too afraid to walk. Never water down your ambition to make other people feel more comfortable. Fight for it like your life depends on it. Because in a very real way, it does. Your future life, your future self, your future peace. They all depend on the fight you are willing to have today. There will be a day when you no longer have to explain why you believed. There will be a day when your results will speak much louder than your words ever could. There will be a day when your fight becomes someone else's inspiration. But to get to that day, you have to keep swinging now. You have to keep believing now. You have to keep moving forward now. Don't wait for belief from others. Be your own believer. Be your own fighter. Be your own proof. And when you feel tired, remember this. The dream is not given to the strongest or the fastest. It is given to the one who simply refuses to quit. Fight for your dreams. Fight when it is hard. Fight when it is lonely. Fight when it feels like nobody sees you. Fight because you owe it to yourself. Fight because you were made for more. Fight because someday the world will look at you and say, "I see it now." But you won't need their validation then, because you will already be living the dream you built with your own 2 hands. If you want anything real to happen in your life, you have to do one simple thing. You have to show up for yourself every single day. Not just once in a while, not only when it's convenient for you, not only when you feel excited and motivated. Every single day. The life you are trying to build is not created in moments of sudden motivation. It is built on the foundation of daily commitment. It is built when you choose to do the necessary work, even when nobody is watching you and nobody is clapping for you. Most people miss out on their dreams not because they don't have the talent or the potential. They miss out because they are inconsistent. They show up with great energy on Monday, but have disappeared by Friday. They work hard for 1 week and then fall off the wagon for a month. They make a commitment when it's easy, and they run away as soon as it gets tough. You cannot live like that if you want to win. You must become the kind of person who shows up whether it feels good or not. You have to be able to trust yourself. This is so important. If you say you are going to do something, you must do it. If you set a goal for yourself, you must chase it every day without waiting for someone else to remind you. The world rewards people who are consistent. Life opens doors for people who stay in the fight day after day. Success is attracted to those who keep moving forward, even on the slow days, the boring days, and the painful days. When you show up for yourself daily, you start to build a powerful self-respect that nobody can ever take away from you. You stop needing praise from other people to keep going. You stop constantly looking for signs that what you're doing is working. You stop depending on the outside world to tell you that you are enough. You know you are enough because you prove it to yourself every single day through your actions. Showing up is not about being perfect. It is not about doing everything right all the time. It is about being there for yourself when it truly counts. It is about pushing yourself to make progress, even when that progress feels incredibly slow. It is about understanding that one small step forward is always better than standing still for another day, just waiting for motivation to show up and rescue you. Let's think about a runner named Jessica. Jessica decided she wanted to run a marathon. She had never run more than a mile in her life. She knew it would be hard. She made a simple plan. She would run every single morning at 6 a.m. The first week was exciting, but then, the second week, it was cold and raining. She didn't feel like it. Her bed was warm and comfortable, but she remembered her promise to herself. She put on her running shoes and went out anyway. It was a miserable run, but she did it. There were days when she was sore. There were days when she was busy. There were days when her friends invited her out late the night before. But she always showed up at 6 a.m. Many months later, she stood at the starting line of the marathon. She was nervous, but she was also incredibly confident. Her confidence didn't come from being the fastest runner. It came from the knowledge that she had shown up for herself hundreds of times. She knew how to push through discomfort. She finished that marathon not because of one day of great running, but because of hundreds of days of just showing up. The truth is, there will be many days when you don't feel like doing anything. There will be days when your bed feels heavier than ever before. There will be days when the excuses in your head feel louder than your goals. There will be days when the finish line feels so far away that you wonder if all the effort is even worth it. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that separate the people who dream from the people who do. Those are the days when you prove to yourself that your future matters more than your temporary feelings. You must train yourself to become reliable, not just to your boss or your family, but to yourself. You must be the kind of person who can count on yourself to show up and do the work. Because if you cannot trust yourself, everything else in your life will eventually fall apart. You will break your own promises. You will set goals you never reach. You will slowly lose faith in your own potential. Every time you show up for yourself, you build that trust back up. Every time you follow through on a small commitment, you strengthen your own foundation. Over time, that foundation becomes unshakable. Over time, you stop needing willpower to show up, because showing up just becomes part of who you are. It becomes your identity. It becomes automatic. You cannot expect to see results without consistency. You cannot expect personal growth without discipline. You cannot expect your life to change without effort. Dreams require more than just desire. They require daily action. Not once, not twice. Every day. In big ways and in small ways. In ways that people see, and in ways that nobody ever sees. It all counts. It all matters. The people who truly succeed in life are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are not the ones who just got lucky. They are the ones who kept showing up long after everyone else got tired and quit. They are the ones who kept practicing their craft in private when nobody was paying any attention to them. They are the ones who stayed committed to the process, even when the results were slow to appear. Every day you wake up is a new opportunity to show up stronger. Every day you wake up, you have a fresh chance to make yourself proud. Every day you wake up, you are writing the story of your life through your daily actions. Will today be another wasted page in your book? Or will it be a page that you can look back on with pride? You owe it to yourself to show up. You owe it to the future you have been dreaming about. You owe it to the vision that keeps pulling at your heart. You owe it to the younger version of you who once believed that anything was possible. You owe it to the amazing person you are in the process of becoming. And it doesn't always have to be grand, dramatic gestures. Sometimes showing up for yourself looks like sitting quietly and working on your goals for an hour when you could be wasting time watching TV. Sometimes it looks like making one better food choice today than you made yesterday. Sometimes it looks like giving your best effort at work, even when you are running low on energy. Small steps are still steps. Small wins are still wins. Progress is progress, no matter how slow it feels sometimes. The only way you truly lose is if you stop showing up. The only way you truly fail is if you decide it's no longer worth fighting for. Some days you will be energized. Some days you will be completely exhausted. Some days you will feel inspired. And some days you will just feel numb. It does not matter. What matters is that you keep showing up. What matters is that you keep placing one stone on top of the next. What matters is that you keep stacking the days together. Because what you do daily is what builds your future. It's easy to show up when it's fun. It's easy to show up when you are seeing great results. It's easy to show up when people are cheering for you. But real winners show up when nobody notices. Real winners show up when the results are still invisible. Real winners show up when it feels like the world has completely forgotten about them. If you can master the art of showing up daily, you can build anything you want in this life. You can transform your health. You can build wealth. You can create a life that you are incredibly proud to live. But it all begins and ends with whether or not you are willing to show up for yourself. Nobody else can do this part for you. Nobody else can clock in the hours. Nobody else can endure the daily grind. It has to be you. You have to be willing to look in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I did not quit today. I did not let my feelings control me today. Today, I chose my future over my comfort. There is no secret formula. There is no magic shortcut. There is only the day-to-day grind of doing what needs to be done, even when you would rather take the easy way out. And every time you do it, every time you show up anyway, you build a little more strength, a little more resilience, a little more belief in yourself. One day, you will look around and realize that everything you dreamed of having is now your reality. And it will not be because you got lucky. It will not be because someone handed it to you. It will be because you showed up for yourself every single day, when nobody else could see the vision but you. You are writing your future with every choice you make. Make it a masterpiece. Make it something you can be proud of. Make it a life that reflects the incredible strength it took to keep showing up, even when quitting would have been so much easier. Show up for yourself. Not once, not sometimes, every day. The world today is not short on opportunity. It is short on focus. It is easy to start something new. It is much harder to stay with it long enough to actually finish it. Every single day, there are 100 different things pulling at your mind, your time, and your energy. If you do not get serious about eliminating distractions, they will slowly eat away at your future, one small bite at a time. Focus is not something you find by accident. Focus is something you build intentionally. You build it by protecting it. You build it by actively cutting out anything that weakens it. You have dreams to achieve. You have goals to reach. You have a life to build. You simply cannot afford to lose hours every day on things that do not matter. You cannot let your precious attention be stolen by every meaningless notification that pops up on your phone, every negative opinion that crosses your path, or every temptation to escape into something easier than doing the real, hard work. Every distraction comes with a price, and that price is your future. If you are not in control of your own attention, then someone else is. If you are not deciding where your energy goes, the world will decide for you. And the world does not care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your goals. It cares about taking your time and your attention and giving you almost nothing valuable in return. You have to be smarter than that. You have to learn to see distractions for what they really are. They are thieves. They steal your time. They steal your energy. They steal your focus. And ultimately, they steal your future. Cutting out distractions is not just about being more productive at work. It is about being more alive in your own life. It is about taking back ownership of your mind. It is about refusing to live like a slave to constant interruptions, to gossip, to mindless scrolling on social media, or to entertainment that adds nothing to your personal growth. It is about standing up and saying to yourself, "My life matters too much to be wasted on things that don't matter." Let's think about a college student named Chloe. Chloe had a huge dream of becoming a doctor, but her first year of college was a disaster. She was barely passing her classes. Her problem wasn't that the work was too hard. Her problem was distraction. Her phone buzzed constantly with messages from friends. She would tell herself she'd study for just 1 hour, but that hour would be interrupted by 10 notifications. She would get pulled into long, meaningless conversations. She was also addicted to a popular TV series and would often stay up late to watch just one more episode, leaving her too tired to focus in class the next day. She was living in a constant state of distraction. One day, her chemistry professor told her she was in danger of failing. That was her wake-up call. She realized her dream of becoming a doctor was slipping away. That night, she made some hard choices. She deleted the social media apps from her phone. She told her friends that she couldn't hang out on weeknights anymore. She put her TV in the closet. It was incredibly hard at first. She felt lonely. She felt like she was missing out. But she started using that new free time to study. Her grades started to improve dramatically. She was more focused, less stressed, and felt more in control of her life. By the end of the year, she was one of the top students in her class. She didn't become smarter. She just became more focused. She cut out the distractions that were stealing her dream. The first step to cutting out distractions is to be brutally honest with yourself, just like Chloe had to be. What is stealing your focus every day? Where are you losing hours of your life without even realizing it? What habits are draining your energy without giving you anything positive back? You cannot fix a problem that you refuse to face. You have to confront the cold, hard truth of how you are spending your time. The second step is to create an environment that supports your goals. Your physical environment should push you toward focus, not away from it. Clean up your workspace. Remove the clutter. Turn off the noise. Block the temptations. Make it easier for you to do the right thing and harder for you to do the wrong thing. You cannot expect to stay focused in an environment that was built for distraction. You must also protect your mental space. Not every conversation deserves your time. Not every argument you see online is worth engaging in. Not every negative opinion you hear needs a response from you. You have to guard your peace of mind like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every time you get pulled into something that does not serve your higher purpose, you are losing momentum. You are giving away precious pieces of yourself that should be reserved for your real mission in life. It is not enough to just say you want to be more focused. You have to create a system that makes focus possible. Set clear work times and stick to them. Turn off all notifications on your phone and computer when you are working. Limit your exposure to things that you know will pull your mind away from what truly matters. Make a real commitment to yourself. If you can't stay focused all day, just start with 1 hour. Start with one focused session a day, and then build from there. Momentum is built one small, smart decision at a time. Every distraction you choose to remove is a gift to your future self. Every temptation you resist is an investment in your future strength. Every time you choose focus over ease, you are sharpening your mind, strengthening your discipline, and moving one step closer to the life you were born to live. It all matters. It all adds up. And remember, distractions are not just outside of you. They are inside you too. Self-doubt is a distraction. Overthinking is a distraction. Worrying about what other people think of you is a massive distraction. The fear of failure is a distraction. You must learn to quiet the inner noise just as much as you quiet the outer noise. You must learn to refocus your mind when it starts wandering toward fear and doubt. You must be able to say to yourself, "This thought is not helping me," and then gently bring your focus back to your work. Building a life worth living requires more than just talent. It requires endurance. It requires the ability to stay with something long after the initial excitement fades away. It requires the ability to keep putting in the work when nobody is watching and no immediate rewards are coming your way. That kind of endurance can only exist if you are ruthless about eliminating distractions. You will have to make some sacrifices. You will have to say no to things that other people are saying yes to. You will have to miss out on some conversations, some parties, some popular trends. You will have to endure the feeling of missing out, which can be uncomfortable. But in the end, you will realize that you didn't miss out on anything important. You will realize that the only thing that was truly worth chasing was your own potential. The truth is, the real battle is not out there in the world. It is in here, inside your own mind. Can you keep your eyes on your vision when the world tries to pull you in 1,000 different directions? Can you stay true to your work when entertainment is always just one click away? Can you keep moving forward when distractions are disguised as new and exciting opportunities? That is the test. That is what separates the people who wish for a better life from the people who actually achieve it. Every time you choose focus, you are choosing your future over your feelings. Every time you say no to a distraction, you are saying a powerful yes to your dream. Every time you close a door to something meaningless, you open a door to something powerful. It is not about being perfect. It is about being intentional. It is about being clear on what you are building and being fierce about protecting the path that gets you there. Nobody is coming to organize your time for you. Nobody is going to clear your schedule for you. Nobody is going to make you turn off the noise. That is your responsibility. That is your power. That is your opportunity to take control of your mind, to take control of your focus, and to take control of your future. The day you decide to cut out every distraction that weakens your focus is the day everything starts to change for the better. You start seeing progress faster. You start feeling more confident. You start waking up with more energy. You start living with a much deeper sense of purpose. Because now, you are not wasting your strength fighting battles that don't matter. There is no great secret to high achievement. There is only clear focus, applied daily. There is only consistent action, fueled by disciplined energy. There is only the relentless removal of anything that tries to pull you off course. That is how dreams are built. That is how lives are transformed. You don't have to be smarter than everyone else. You don't have to be luckier. You don't have to be more talented. But you must be more focused. You must be more disciplined. You must be more determined to protect your time, your energy, and your mind. This is your season to be sharper. This is your time to be stricter about what you allow into your life. This is your moment to decide that nothing and no one will pull you away from the future you are so carefully building. Cut it out. If it weakens your focus, cut it out. If it steals your time, cut it out. If it drains your energy, cut it out. If it dims your light, cut it out. Your dream deserves your full strength. Your future deserves your full attention. Stay locked in. Stay committed. Stay focused, because the life you truly want is waiting for you on the other side of the distractions you are willing to eliminate today. There comes a moment in your life when you have to make a very serious decision. You have to decide whether you are going to keep pointing the finger at other people and other things, or whether you are going to finally take full responsibility for everything you want to change. Until you own your life completely, without blaming anyone for anything, you stay stuck, you stay powerless, you stay behind. The day you decide to own it all is the day you start taking real, powerful control over your own future. Blame is easy. It feels good for a moment. It tricks you into believing that your failures are not your fault. It gives you a convenient excuse to stay exactly where you are. But the cost of blame is far too high. When you blame others, your parents, your boss, the government, you hand them control over your life. When you point fingers, you give away your ability to fix your own problems. As long as it is someone else's fault, you have no power to change it. Owning your life is about taking full and complete responsibility for your decisions, your habits, your mindset, and your outcomes. This is not about blaming yourself harshly or beating yourself up. It is about recognizing that you have the power to make new choices. Starting today. You are not stuck. You are not helpless. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply standing at a crossroads. One path is ownership, which will take you forward. The other path is blame, which will hold you back forever. When you stop blaming, you start building. When you stop making excuses, you start creating solutions. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, you start acting like the leader of your own life. That shift in mindset changes everything. Suddenly, the obstacles in your way are not final anymore. The mistakes you've made are not the end of your story. They become lessons. They become tools. They become the building blocks for the future you are determined to create. It doesn't matter how unfair your starting point in life was. It doesn't matter what setbacks you have faced. It doesn't matter what someone else did or did not do to you in the past. What matters now is what you decide to do with it. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can absolutely shape the future. You can turn every disadvantage into a strength. You can use every failure as a training exercise. You can let every setback fuel your drive instead of allowing it to become your excuse for giving up. Think about a man named David. For years, David was stuck in a dead-end job he hated. He blamed his boss for not promoting him. He blamed the economy for the lack of better opportunities. He blamed his parents for not sending him to a better college. He was full of blame, and his life was not moving. He felt like a victim. One day, a friend told him, "David, even if all of that is true, what are you going to do about it now?" The question hit him hard. He realized that all his blaming wasn't changing anything. That night, he decided to take ownership. He stopped complaining about his boss and started looking for ways to add more value at work. He stopped blaming the economy and started taking online courses at night to learn new skills. He stopped blaming his past and started planning his future. Within a year, he had learned enough to apply for a new job in a different company. And he got it. It was a better position, with more pay and more opportunity. Nothing about the world had changed. The only thing that changed was David. He took ownership. The strongest people you will ever meet are the ones who stopped blaming a long time ago. They do not waste their precious time and energy complaining about how hard things are. They don't sit around wishing things were different. They get up every single day and work with what they have. They build. They move forward. They focus on solutions, not problems. They take complete ownership over every part of their journey, the good and the bad. Taking ownership means you have to face some uncomfortable truths. It means admitting to yourself when you have been lazy. It means recognizing when you have let fear make your decisions for you. It means seeing clearly where you have fallen short. The purpose of this is not to beat yourself up, but to get better. Real, lasting change always starts with real honesty. Not the kind of honesty you show to other people, but the kind you have with yourself when no one else is around. Every time you take responsibility for your life, you take back your power. You stop waiting for someone else to come and save you. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions to start. You stop wasting your time hoping that someone else will make things easier for you. You step into the driver's seat of your own life. You start steering your life in the direction you actually want to go. And that is when things finally start to shift in your favor. Nobody owes you your dream. Nobody is responsible for handing you success on a silver platter. It is your job to show up for yourself every day. It is your job to work through the hard days. It is your job to stay focused when life gets messy and complicated. It is your job to keep moving forward when nobody else is clapping for you. Your life is your responsibility, from start to finish. It might not be your fault that you were knocked down, but it is your responsibility to get back up. It might not be your fault that life was unfair to you, but it is your responsibility to rise above it. It might not be your fault that someone hurt you, but it is your responsibility to heal and move forward with your life. Responsibility is not about fault. It is about ownership. It is about deciding that no matter what has happened in the past, you are still in control of what happens next. You have to let go of the idea that someone or something else is holding you back. Nobody has that kind of power over you unless you give it to them. Yes, difficult circumstances are real. Big challenges are real. But so is your ability to rise above them. So is your ability to adapt. So is your ability to create a new path forward when the old one is blocked. The people who live powerful lives are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who refuse to let anything outside of them decide their future. They are the ones who owned their strengths, owned their weaknesses, owned their choices, and just kept building anyway. They are the ones who realized a long time ago that blaming never built anything worth having. It is easy to find reasons why you are not where you want to be in life. It is easy to point to other people, to the economy, to your past. But every minute you spend blaming is a minute you could have spent building. Every moment you spend making excuses is a moment you could have used to make progress. The cost is too high. The trade-off is too painful. You cannot afford to waste your one precious life blaming anyone for anything. Ownership is freedom. When you truly own your life, you realize that every step forward is in your hands. Every improvement is within your reach. Every new level of growth is something you can actively chase. You stop waiting for things to get easier. You stop hoping someone else will make it better. You step into your own strength and you start shaping your own destiny. This is not about being perfect. It is about being responsible. It is about showing up for yourself, even when you feel like hiding. It is about putting one foot in front of the other, even when you are carrying the heavy weight of past mistakes on your shoulders. It is about believing that your best days are not behind you, but are still ahead of you. If you are willing to own the path forward, you owe it to yourself to take full ownership of your journey. You owe it to the future version of yourself who is counting on you not to quit. You owe it to the dreams that were placed inside your heart for a reason. You owe it to every part of you that still believes in something greater. Own your decisions. Own your habits. Own your mindset. Own your outcomes. Whether they are good or bad, easy or hard, expected or unexpected. Own it all. Because the moment you own it all is the moment you gain the power to change it all. Life is not about what happens to you. It is about what you decide to do about it. It is about how you choose to respond. It is about the standards you set for yourself. It is about the effort you bring, even when nobody else is looking. There is no stronger foundation you can build for your life than one made of full responsibility. No shortcuts, no excuses, no blame. Just ownership, just courage, just relentless forward motion. And if you stay committed to owning your life without blaming anyone for anything, You will build a life so strong that no setback can ever destroy it. You will build a future so powerful that no outside force can ever tear it down. This is your life. Own it. Live it. Build it. Without blaming anyone else for where you are. Because the power to change has always been yours. There will always come a time in your journey when the idea of quitting seems easier and more logical than continuing. It doesn't matter how big your dream is. It doesn't matter how strong you were when you started. There will be days when the journey feels heavier than your own strength. Those are the days that define you. Those are the moments when your future is truly decided. Because everyone feels like quitting sometimes, but not everyone chooses to push harder when that feeling happens. The reason most people never reach their full potential is not because they lack talent or intelligence. It is because when the pressure builds up, they retreat. When the discomfort grows, they look for an easy way out. When it feels like nothing they are doing is working, they believe the dangerous lie that says, "It's not worth it anymore." But success does not belong to those who only move when it is easy. It belongs to those who keep moving when every part of their body and mind wants to stop. You cannot allow your temporary feelings to decide your permanent future. Feelings come and go like clouds in the sky. Some mornings you will wake up full of energy and excitement. Some days you will feel tired before your feet even hit the floor. But your future is not built on how you feel. It is built on how you act when it is hard to act. It is built on the decisions you make when the fire inside you feels like a tiny flicker instead of a roaring flame. Pushing harder does not mean pretending that everything is easy or that you're not in pain. It means accepting that pain and discomfort are a natural part of the process, and then choosing to press forward anyway. It means recognizing that the greatest victories in life always come right after the greatest struggles. It means understanding that the feeling of wanting to quit is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to dig deeper, to find a new level of strength that you didn't even know you had. Imagine a writer named Emily. She had been working on her first novel for 3 years. She had poured her heart and soul into it. She sent it to 20 different literary agents, and all of them rejected it. Some didn't even reply. After the 20th rejection letter, she was crushed. She opened her laptop, ready to delete the entire manuscript. She thought to herself, "They are right. I'm not a real writer. I should just quit." The feeling of wanting to quit was overwhelming. But then, a small voice inside her said, "Just one more. Try one more time." She felt exhausted and hopeless, but she listened to that small voice. She researched one more agent, someone who was known for taking chances on new writers. She sent the manuscript, expecting another rejection. A month later, she received an email. The agent loved the book and wanted to represent her. A year later, her novel was a bestseller. Her entire life changed in that one moment when she felt like quitting, but chose to push just a little bit harder. When you hit a wall, most people slow down. Most people give up. Most people settle for an average life. But not you. You must train yourself to see that wall as a challenge, not as a stop sign. You must see the struggle as confirmation that you are on the right path. Because real growth only ever happens when you are stretched beyond what is comfortable. Every champion you admire was once at a breaking point. Every winner you look up to once faced a moment where quitting seemed smarter, easier, and safer. But they pushed harder. They did not let temporary exhaustion write the final chapter of their story. They found a way to give just a little more when it felt like they had nothing left to give. They decided that pain would not have the final word. They decided that difficulty would not be the reason they stopped chasing their dream. You have to be stronger than the voice inside your head that tells you it's not worth it. You have to be wiser than the emotions that beg you to just quit and go back to comfort. You have to be more loyal to your future self than you are to your present comfort. Because comfort will lie to you. Comfort will seduce you into giving up everything you have worked so hard for, just to feel good for a moment. And every time you choose comfort over your commitment, you move one step further away from the life you deserve. There is a moment in every great pursuit where the easy thing to do is to quit. That moment is like a gatekeeper. It stands between the people who dream and the people who achieve. If you can push harder right at that moment when you want to quit the most, you can push through anything in life. If you can find the strength to take just one more step, to give one more ounce of effort, to hold the line for just one more day, you will discover a new version of yourself that is completely unstoppable. The temptation to quit is loud. It tells you that you are wasting your time. It tells you that it's too hard. It tells you that it's not worth all this pain. But the truth is the exact opposite. If your dream wasn't worth it, it wouldn't require so much from you. If it wasn't important, it wouldn't test you this hard. The size of the struggle is often proof of the size of the reward that is waiting for you on the other side. When you feel like quitting, take a step back and remember why you started in the first place. Remember the vision that set your heart on fire. Remember the promises you made to yourself when you were full of hope. Remember the future you imagined. The one that is still possible if you just refuse to quit right now. The reason you often feel like quitting is because you are closer to the breakthrough than you think. It's because the success you want is just beyond the exhaustion, just beyond the doubt, just beyond the pain. You must build the habit of pushing yourself one more step beyond where you would normally stop. You must train yourself to go a little further every time you feel that powerful urge to quit. Do one more rep at the gym. Read one more page in your book. Make one more sales call. Work for one more hour. Those small extra moments are what separate the average from the great. Those extra moments are where greatness is born. Nobody will do this part for you. Nobody will push you. Nobody will come and save you when it gets hard. This is where you save yourself. This is where you rise up on your own strength. This is where you prove to yourself that you are truly serious about your dreams. And once you prove it to yourself, nobody can ever take that inner strength away from you. Every time you push harder when you feel like quitting, you build something inside of you that is priceless. You build mental toughness. You build emotional resilience. You build a character that does not crumble under pressure. You build a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of real, lasting success. The people who win are not superhuman. They are simply the ones who kept showing up long after they wanted to quit. They are the ones who pushed through the pain one more time. They are the ones who trusted that their future was more valuable than their temporary emotions. They are the ones who made a firm decision that pain would not scare them away from their purpose. You have that same ability inside of you. You have that same strength. It is not hidden. It is not locked away. It is waiting for you to choose it when the road gets hard. It is waiting for you to stand up when everything in you wants to sit down. It is waiting for you to keep believing when the world offers you every reason to doubt. Do not quit on your future. Do not quit on your potential. Do not quit on the life you have been working so hard to build. Push harder. Push with more belief than you have ever had before. Push knowing that every step forward, no matter how small it feels, is shaping the powerful person you are becoming. You will never regret pushing through when it mattered most. You will never regret choosing resilience over surrender. You will never regret betting on yourself when everyone else expected you to fold. But if you quit now, you will always carry the heavy weight of wondering, what could have been? You will carry the regret of knowing you were probably closer than you thought. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can really go. You owe it to yourself to discover what you are truly capable of. You owe it to the dream inside of you to fight harder when you feel like quitting. This is where it happens. This is where real strength is born. This is where futures are built. Push harder. Hold the line. Keep moving. Your future self will thank you every single day for not quitting when it was hard. There are seasons in life where you put in all the work, but you don't see any of the results. You wake up early. You stay up late. You pour all of your time and energy into your goals, but the rewards you are looking for seem so far away. This is the point where most people give up. This is where the voice of doubt starts whispering in your ear that maybe what you're doing is not working. But the truth is, growth happens long before the results are visible. Success is earned in the quiet, unseen moments, long before it ever shows up in public. Trusting your process means believing in what you cannot yet see. It means having the patience to stick with what you started, even when the world hasn't started clapping for you yet. It means having enough faith in yourself to keep watering seeds that have not yet broken through the ground. It is easy to stay consistent when your progress is visible. It is hard to keep going when everything inside you wonders if your effort is even making a difference. That is the real test of your commitment. Most people don't lose because they lacked potential. They lose because they lacked patience. They planted good seeds, but they abandoned the field too soon. They started their journey with great energy, but they quit before the harvest came. The ones who win in the long run are the ones who stayed faithful to their process. They trusted that their daily effort was not being wasted, even when their emotions told them otherwise. You have to trust that every small action you take matters. Every workout you do is building your strength, even if you don't see bigger muscles in the mirror yet. Every study session is sharpening your mind, even if you don't feel smarter overnight. Every quiet morning you spend planning your future is stacking the bricks that will build the life you are trying to create. You don't always see it immediately, but the work is never wasted. Energy that you invest into your own growth is never lost. Let's think about a man named Ben. Ben wanted to start an online business creating educational videos about history. He was passionate about it. For the first year, he posted a new video every single week. He spent hours researching, writing, and editing. But almost nobody watched his videos. He would get maybe 20 or 30 views. He was making no money. His friends told him he was wasting his time. Doubt was constantly in his mind. He thought, maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe this was a stupid idea. He was working in the dark, but he had made a commitment to the process. He had promised himself he would post a video every week for 2 years, no matter what. So he kept going. He focused on making each video a little bit better than the last one. In the middle of his second year, one of his videos was suddenly discovered by a popular blog. It went viral. Millions of people watched it. They discovered his other videos and subscribed to his channel. Within a few months, his business exploded. It looked like an overnight success to the world. But Ben knew the truth. It wasn't an overnight success. It was the result of 2 years of consistent, invisible work. He succeeded because he trusted the process. There will be days when doubt feels much louder than your belief. There will be days when you question if your dreams are too big for you. There will be days when you wonder if you are just fooling yourself. Those are the days when trust matters the most. Trust is what keeps you steady when your emotions are trying to sway you off course. Trust is what keeps you grounded when the world has given you no proof yet that your hard work is paying off. It takes a lot of courage to keep working in the dark. It takes incredible strength to stay loyal to a dream when you have no trophies to show for it yet. It takes resilience to believe in yourself when nothing in your outside world looks any different. That kind of belief doesn't come from outside validation. It comes from within. It comes from a deep understanding that real growth always happens internally first, before it ever appears on the surface. Imagine a bamboo tree. After you plant the seed, you have to water it every day. For the first year, nothing happens. For the second year, nothing happens. For the third and fourth years, still nothing. You see no growth above the ground. But in the fifth year, the bamboo tree suddenly shoots up and grows 80 feet tall in just 6 weeks. Did the tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks? Number. It grew for 5 years. For those first 4 years, it was growing a massive and complex root system underground. It was building a foundation strong enough to support its future growth. If it hadn't spent years growing in the dark, it could never have grown so tall so quickly. Your own growth works the same way. You may not see the evidence today. You may not feel stronger yet. But if you stay with the process, if you keep nurturing the right habits, if you keep showing up and putting in the work, one day it will break through. One day the results will be too big to hide. One day the life you dreamed of will be standing right in front of you, all because you had the patience to trust what you could not see. You must remind yourself daily that your work is not being wasted. Every disciplined day matters. Every tough decision you make matters. Every time you say no to a distraction, it matters. It is all building something greater, even if it feels completely invisible right now. Progress is not always loud and dramatic. Sometimes progress is silent, steady, and slow. But it is progress all the same. Trusting the process means you have to detach from the need for instant gratification. Our world today teaches us to want everything now. But you have to understand that the best things in life take time. You must respect the natural rhythms of growth. You cannot plant a seed today and expect to harvest the fruit tomorrow. You cannot build a masterpiece overnight. You cannot rush greatness. You can only work for it, stay committed to it, and trust that it is unfolding in its own perfect time. You will be tempted to stop. You will be tempted to change your course every few months. You will be tempted to chase after faster results somewhere else. But shortcuts always cost you more in the end. When you abandon your process, you abandon all the invisible work that was quietly building your strength. When you keep starting over and over again, looking for faster and easier ways, you lose the compounding power of consistency. Stay steady. Stay patient. Stay locked into the work that you know you must do. Let other people chase the quick wins. Let other people jump from one idea to the next. You stay loyal to your process. You stay loyal to your own high standards. You stay loyal to the vision that was placed in your heart. The invisible seasons are where your character is built. The invisible seasons are where your real strength is forged. The invisible seasons are where the foundation for your life is laid, so that when success finally comes, it is built on something that will last. Without the silent seasons of work, there can be no strong harvest. Patience is not a passive act of waiting. Patience is powerful. It is the active decision to keep giving your best effort, even when the applause has not come yet. It is the choice to stay consistent, even when it feels like nobody is noticing. It is the wisdom to understand that unseen growth is still growth, that unseen progress is still progress, that unseen victories are still victories. Every day you show up is a deposit into your future bank account. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you are investing in a life that will eventually show its incredible reward. You do not have to see the results today to trust that they are on their way. You do not have to feel progress every single second to know that you are building something great. Trust the work you are doing. Trust the habits you are forming. Trust the character you are shaping. Trust the vision you are protecting. Trust that your time is coming. If you refuse to quit during the silent seasons, you will succeed. The ones who make it are always the ones who outlast the invisible days. They are the ones who stay consistent long after the initial excitement wears off. They are the ones who build quietly while others give up because they cannot see immediate rewards. The future belongs to the patient. The rewards belong to the consistent. The victory belongs to those who trusted their process, even when nothing on the surface seemed to change. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep believing, even when the world offers you no guarantees. Because you are not working for temporary applause. You are working for a permanent transformation. Stay the course. Trust the process. The invisible work you are doing today is building a future so real and so powerful that one day it will be impossible for the world not to see it. When you start a journey towards something bigger and better, the world will test you. Distractions will come. Doubts will come. Obstacles you never even expected will show up out of nowhere. It is easy to stay focused when everything is going right. It is much harder to stay focused when things get messy and complicated. That is why your vision has to be stronger than your emotions. You must lock into your vision so tightly that nothing can pull you away from it. You must hold on to your vision with a grip so strong that even the worst days of your life cannot loosen it. Your vision is the clear picture of the life you are trying to build. It is not something you look at once and then forget about. It is something you have to keep alive and vibrant in your mind every single day. If you don't keep it right in front of you, life will bury it. The noise of the world will drown it out. The endless demands of daily life will distract you from it. You cannot afford to let that happen. Your vision is your responsibility to protect. Staying locked in on your vision means choosing it again and again. It means choosing it when you are tired. It means choosing it when you feel discouraged. It means choosing it when other opportunities come along that seem easier. It means choosing it when quitting feels more convenient and logical. Your vision must be the guiding force behind every single decision you make. It must direct your time, your energy, your focus, and your attitude. Most people do not fail because their dreams were impossible. They fail because they lost sight of their dreams when things got tough. They allowed fear to cloud their vision. They allowed short-term emotions to dictate their long-term choices. They allowed outside opinions from other people to shake their own inner clarity. If you are serious about winning, you must refuse to let anything outside of you dilute the powerful vision you hold inside of you. You must see your vision so clearly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than your current reality. You must believe in it so strongly that temporary setbacks cannot shake your faith. You must hold on to it so tightly that even when you are surrounded by people who do not see it or believe in it, you just keep building toward it without any hesitation. Your vision must become a part of who you are. It cannot just be something you talk about when you feel inspired. It must be something you commit to even when you feel nothing at all. When your motivation fades, when the road gets long and lonely, when the rewards are slow to come, it is your deep loyalty to your vision that will keep you moving forward. Every decision you make either brings you closer to your vision or pulls you further away from it. There is no neutral ground. Every hour you spend, every conversation you entertain, every habit you cultivate, every action you take, it is either feeding your vision or it is feeding your distractions. You must decide which one matters more to you. Staying locked in requires immense discipline. It requires saying no to good things so that you can say yes to the best things. It requires ignoring the voices that tell you to settle for less than you are capable of. It requires rejecting the comfort that constantly tries to slow you down. It requires reminding yourself every single day why you started this journey and why it is so important to you. Think about an inventor named Olivia. Olivia had a vision for a new type of water purification device that could help people in poor communities. For years, she worked in her garage, trying to build a working prototype. She failed hundreds of times. Her friends told her she was obsessed and that she was wasting her life. She used all of her savings. But her vision of providing clean water to children was so clear and powerful in her mind that she couldn't stop. She was completely locked in. After 7 years of relentless work, she finally succeeded. Her invention went on to help millions of people around the world. People called her a genius, but she knew the truth. Her success came from one thing. She never, ever lost sight of her vision. The truth is, people will not always understand your vision. They will question it. They will doubt it. They will try to offer you safer, more normal alternatives. You must be able to stand strong when nobody else is clapping for you. You must be able to walk alone if necessary. Because if your belief in your own vision depends on the approval of other people, you will never reach it. You are not building your dream for their applause. You are building it because it represents who you are meant to become. You are building it because it is the life you were created to live. You are building it because anything less would be a betrayal of your own incredible potential. There will be days when the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be feels overwhelming. There will be seasons when your progress is so slow that it seems almost invisible. Those are the times when locking into your vision matters the most. Those are the times when you must see with your heart what your eyes cannot yet see. Locking into your vision is not a passive act. It is an active, deliberate, and intentional process. It means waking up every single morning and setting your mind firmly on the future you are creating. It means guarding your thoughts, guarding your conversations, and guarding your environment so that nothing contaminates the clarity of your purpose. You have to become ruthless about what you allow into your mind. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every distraction deserves your time. You must create an environment for yourself that reminds you daily of who you are and where you are going. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be disappointments. That is a guaranteed part of the process. You should expect it. You should prepare for it. But you must not allow it to redefine your vision. Do not shrink your dreams to fit your temporary circumstances. Do not let short-term pain convince you to abandon your long-term greatness. When things get hard, do not lower your standards. When it gets lonely, do not question your path. When progress feels slow, do not doubt your ability. Stay locked in, stay committed. Stay focused on the life you said you wanted back when you were clear, when you were brave, and when you knew exactly why it mattered. The ones who win are not the ones who had the fewest problems. They are the ones who refused to be distracted by their problems. They are the ones who kept their eyes on the prize, even when storms were raging all around them. They are the ones who stayed steady while everyone else was being shaken. You must become unshakable. You must become immovable. You must become so locked into your vision that no rejection, no failure, and no delay can cause you to quit. You must burn the idea into your heart that quitting is not an option. Settling is not an option. Doubting yourself is not an option. Every day you stay locked in, you are building powerful momentum. Every day you stay focused, you are gaining ground. Every day you stay loyal to your vision, you are separating yourself from the crowd. It might not show today. It might not show tomorrow. But one day, the world will see what you refuse to stop building. The life you want is on the other side of consistent focus. The dreams you have are on the other side of relentless commitment. The person you are meant to become is waiting for you on the other side of your unwavering belief. You must refuse to be moved by temporary emotions. You must refuse to be distracted by temporary struggles. You must refuse to be pulled away by temporary pleasures. You must hold steady. You must stand tall. You must move forward, even if sometimes you have to crawl. Stay locked in on your vision until you win. Not until you feel tired. Not until you get bored. Not until it gets uncomfortable. Until you win. Until you are standing inside the life that you once only dreamed of. That is the mindset it takes. That is the commitment it demands. That is the price you must be willing to pay. And when you pay it, you will know that it was worth every single moment, every sacrifice, every lonely night, every unseen effort, every tear, every rejection, every moment you chose discipline over ease. Stay locked in. Stay true. Stay unbreakable. Until you win. Life will knock you down. It is not a matter of if it will happen. It is only a matter of when. No matter how strong you are, no matter how prepared you think you are, there will be moments when you stumble and fall. There will be days when all of your plans fall apart. There will be seasons in your life where everything feels uncertain and you feel lost. In those moments, your true strength is revealed. Your strength is not measured by how perfectly you avoid falling. It is measured by how many times you are willing to rise again. Falling is not failure. Staying down is failure. Feeling lost is not weakness. Giving up on yourself is weakness. Every champion, every leader, and every person who has ever built something meaningful had to learn the art of rising again. They had to learn how to get back up when they felt defeated. They had to rebuild their courage when their confidence was broken. They had to find their footing again when the ground underneath them suddenly shifted. Rising again is not about pretending that you were never hurt. It is about refusing to let the hurt stop you from moving forward. When you fall, your mind will offer you two paths. One path says, stay down. It's safer here. Protect yourself. Don't try again. You'll only get hurt. The other path says, stand up. Move forward. Trust that this is not where your story ends. The easy path will always be to give up. The stronger path will always be to rise. Every single time you choose to rise again, you are making a powerful decision about the kind of life you will live. You are deciding whether you will be defined by your defeats or by your resilience. It is not a shame to fall. It is not a shame to lose your way for a little while. The only shame is in refusing to fight back. The only shame is in believing that one fall means you are not worthy of success. The truth is, every fall is a test. It's a test of your hunger, your discipline, and your heart. Every setback is asking you one simple question. How bad do you really want it? Let's think of a man named Michael. Michael built a successful construction business from the ground up. He worked for 20 years to make it a success. But during a big economic downturn, he lost everything. His business went bankrupt. He had to sell his house. He felt like a complete failure. He was in his late 40s, and he felt like his life was over. He stayed in a dark place for months, feeling lost and defeated. He could have stayed there. Many people would have. But one morning, he woke up and decided he was not done yet. He rose again. He didn't have any money, but he had 20 years of experience. He started small, working as a handyman for his neighbors. He did great work, and word started to spread. Slowly, he started to build a new, smaller business. It was harder this time, but he was also wiser. He learned from his past mistakes. 10 years later, he had built another successful business, one that was stronger and more stable than his first one. He often told people, "Losing everything was the worst and best thing that ever happened to me. It taught me that I'm not defined by my success, but by my ability to get back up." If you are serious about building the life you dream of, you must get used to getting up when it would be so much easier to stay down. You must get used to feeling lost and still taking action. You must get used to being confused and still moving forward. Clarity is not always instant. Strength is not always obvious. Sometimes you build both by simply refusing to quit. The people you admire, the ones you see winning in life, they fell too. They had days when they wanted to just disappear. They had moments when they questioned their own worth. They had long seasons when nothing in their life made sense. But they kept getting up. They kept trusting that forward motion, even the smallest step, would eventually lead them back to their purpose, back to their strength, and back to victory. There will be times when the fall hurts more than you ever expected. There will be times when the road back feels much longer than you thought it would be. That is not the time to abandon your dreams. That is not the time to rewrite your vision and make it smaller. That is the time to rise, dust yourself off, and remember who you are. That is the time to reclaim your focus and just take the next step, even if you are limping. Rising again does not mean pretending that everything is fine. It means facing the pain, learning from it, and refusing to be destroyed by it. It means acknowledging your loss, but refusing to lose yourself in it. It means standing in the middle of your broken plans and starting to build new ones with whatever pieces you have left. It means believing that your future is still worth fighting for, even when today feels incredibly heavy. There will be moments when you don't feel strong enough to rise. That is okay. Strength is not about never feeling weak. Strength is about acting despite the feeling of weakness. Strength is about choosing action when your emotions are telling you to quit. Strength is about showing up to fight for your own life, even when you don't feel like a fighter. You have to understand that your journey will not be a straight line. It will be full of twists and turns, setbacks, wrong turns, and unexpected storms. That does not mean you are failing. That does not mean you are broken. That simply means you are living. That means you are growing. That means you are doing the real hard work of building a meaningful life. You must give yourself permission to be human, to fall, to feel lost, to have doubts. And then you must give yourself the responsibility to rise anyway, to take the lessons from the fall, to adjust your plan, and to harden your resolve. You are not supposed to be perfect. You are supposed to be resilient. You are supposed to be relentless. You are supposed to be someone who does not back down from the hard parts of life. When you rise after a fall, you send a powerful message to the world. You say, "I am not done. I am not finished. I am not broken beyond repair. I am still standing. I am still building. I am still believing." And more importantly, you send a message to yourself. You prove to yourself that you are trustworthy, that you can count on yourself when it matters most. You prove that no matter how rough it gets, you will not abandon your own future. You are not defined by your falls. You are defined by your rise. You are defined by the courage it takes to stand back up on your feet. You are defined by the decision to keep going when quitting would be so much easier. You are defined by your ability to turn pain into power, setbacks into setups, and loss into leadership. Every time you rise again, you build more than just your goals. You build your soul. You build a level of grit and toughness that will carry you through every future storm you will face. You build an inner fire that cannot be put out by the cold winds of disappointment. You build a reputation with yourself that says, "No matter what happens, I will always find my way back." You don't need to have all the answers to rise again. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You simply need to decide that your story is not over yet. You simply need to trust that as long as you are still breathing, you have another move to make. You have another chapter to write. You have another victory to earn. There will be times when you rise quietly. There will be no celebration, no audience watching, just you, your determination, and your deep belief that your life still matters. Those are the rises that count the most. Those are the rises that transform you into someone who is truly unstoppable. You will rise from every fall, if you choose to. You will find your way through every moment of confusion, if you just keep moving. You will rebuild yourself stronger every single time life tries to tear you down, if you refuse to stay broken. Your dreams are still alive. Your future is still possible. Your strength is still growing. Rise again. Rise when you're tired. Rise when you're scared. Rise when you're uncertain. Rise when you're bruised. Rise when you're confused. But rise, because every rise is a victory. Every rise is a step closer to the incredible life you are capable of living. Every rise is proof that you are not done yet. You are still in the fight. You are still writing your story. You are still becoming the person you were born to be. And the world has not seen the best of you yet. Rise again. We've talked about what it takes to win, not by the world's standards, but by your own. It starts with that powerful decision to stop waiting and to start building, to focus on yourself every single day, brick by brick, to train your mind to be a fortress that ignores the noise and the doubt, to fight for your dreams when you are the only one who believes, to show up, especially on the days you don't want to cut out the distractions that are stealing your future, to own your life completely, without blame, to push harder when the thought of quitting is screaming in your head, to trust the silent process of growth, to stay locked in on your vision, and to always, always rise again. This is your path. It belongs to you and you alone. The power was never outside of you. It has been inside you all along. The question is, what will you do with it starting today? If this message has helped you, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because our journey together is just beginning, and there is so much more to build. Start today. Focus on you. And don't you dare stop until you win.